All right, everybody. First thing you're going to want to do is click on to govsradio.com, and there you'll see the website will pop up. That's where all of our shows are. Every show on govsradio.com can be found on govsradio.com. And you get on there, you'll see our shows. Join now and watch live. You click on watch live. That takes you to the show's porthole where you could log into any single show you want and watch anytime you want. And for this case, we are going to go into Knock 'em Dead radio show. And you click on Knock 'em Dead, and that takes you right there. If you go to that top arrow there, you see their entire library of shows, and you can watch all of their shows over and over again if you'd like, or if you have a particular favorite episode, you can watch that, and yeah, you can watch it right here like that. And also, you can watch live as you're doing right now. So get to govsradio.com and watch it live, and you could also comment live, and I'll walk you through commenting live as well. Okay, everybody. Now, to leave comments is relatively simple. The first thing you got to do is you go over to this menu here, and you can get yourself a Discuss or Disguise account here. I think Discuss sounds more efficient for what we're doing. So you want to get a Discuss account, so you click on that. That will take you there. I'm already signed in and logged in, so it gives me my information right away, and I could message and leave comments as simple as that. You could also like comments and dislike comments. So if I want to like, this Snare comment, Adam Snare wrote 16 days ago from when I recorded this. This comment section is not as good, convenient. So I'm going to give that a thumbs down because I disagree with Adam Snare. I think that this is equally as good. It's just different. Did you guys get it? Danielle wants to know. Yes, I'll say yes. Joan, good morning, Sally, Tony, and Ken. I like that. I'll give that a little thumbs up. And I think also these help drive, the more comments you get, I think it drives you higher in the order somehow for when people could see it. I'm not 100% sure on that. But Daniel Murphy, hi, y'all. It's D-Love's brother. D-Love's brother showed up, and I'll give that one a thumbs down. So there you go, everybody. That's kind of as easy as it is to sign on. So I hope this was helpful. Everybody, please log into govsradio.com, and we will see you there. And what do you think? Is it Disguise or Discuss? Tell me. I want to know. Okay, everybody. So now how to get your Discuss account. It's not that complicated. It's really not that difficult as it seems. The first thing you want to do is you want to click on this login button here, and they give you options. You can open up your own Discuss account. You could use your Facebook, your Twitter, or your Google account if you already have it. So if you already have a Facebook account, you should be able just to click on this and then fill out your information for Facebook, and that should get you your account going. The same thing with Twitter. You could open up your Twitter account, and it already opened it up for me. That's what happened. So you see I clicked on Twitter, and it automatically did that. So now we'll log out. So you could open up your Twitter or your Google account. So if you have a Gmail, you could open it up with any of your Gmail's accounts, okay? And then that will automatically get you in. So if I click on here, it will also automatically get me, it gives me the option, Don Sill to Google, yes, connect my account, and then I'll pop right there and I'm in there. So also, let's log out again. So if you want to do a Discuss account, you click the Discuss, and then here you are. You just fill out your information. Yeah, in this case, it was rockmusic@gmail. My password, you tell them if you're a robot or not. I'm not a robot. So then I log in, and then you're in. So it's as easy as that. So there you have it, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and we will talk to you later. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, we'll just do that for now.
Danny Bonaducci, and you are watching Govs Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple of minutes. This is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent.
Hey everybody, it's Georgia Rose on the Soul Space. Welcome to our beautiful govsradio.com studios. We are in the Soul Space, a place where we think of everything and talk about everything and have special guests, although tonight you have just me. Everything beyond the five senses. So welcome everyone. I don't have my feet on yet, so I can't see who's out there. So I'm just going to keep talking because I know there's somebody listening. So how do you like this energy, everybody? We have some crazy stuff going on in the cosmos. I mean, crazy. We've got Mars opposing Pluto, making everybody cranky monsters. And we've got, we're in between eclipses, which means that things are coming to a head that are challenges in our life. And we've got Saturn squaring. What is Saturn squaring? Saturn is squaring
Jupiter.
Mars.
I don't know. I just made it up.
It feels like something is Uranus. No, isn't Uranus.
Do you want me to play with your phone a little bit?
I would love that, Sally. I just have to clean it up for you, and I have to turn it on because I had to turn it off because we had no internet today. Mercury's gone retrograde. So Mercury retrograde this time around is really super. It's going to boot up.
Okay.
Is really super powerful because it is in Cancer. It doesn't like being in Cancer. And it's also Mercury's in Gemini. I'm thinking Mars. Mercury's in Gemini. It likes Gemini, but it's all about communication. So as I wrote on my Facebook blog, if you have any kind of conversations that you really need to have, that you've been repressing, this is a Mercury retrograde when you actually want to have them because the universe is pushing you to do that. There's all kinds of squares going on in the galaxies that are saying anything that was an issue back in January, February of this past year when we had the storming of the Capitol and all the COVID nonsense. And I say nonsense because not about the pandemic, but about truth and this and that. All that stuff's going to start coming into the news again to a head. I know they have a lot of things going on with Mr. Trump. And we'll see how that lands, especially because a lot of these transits and the second eclipse that we're having, the solar eclipse on June 10th, is happening right in his house of home and sun. His birthday is actually June 14th. So we'll see how he fares at this time of the year. And so anything that we were thinking about or we were having a challenge with back in January, February, and also in January of 2020, is going to come back to culminate, to resolve. That's what eclipses usually do. They start and stop things. And this is the end of a cycle on June 10th, so we're going to see a lot of culminations of things. So can't see any comments yet, so I'm just going to keep going. So one of the things that we're going to do tonight is we are going to do cards. If you call into the show live, the number is on the screen. You can get a reading tonight. I'll do readings. And also, before we do that, we're going to talk about some stuff going on in the news. But I think the big stuff that's going on is some of these transits that we're having astrologically. So I'd love to hear what you guys are experiencing out there. You can call in to 516-465-3990. Did you share the show on Facebook for us, Sally? Because this is the last time we're going to be doing that.
I did.
So tell the folks at home how they can find the show after this week because we are switching things around, guys. I, for one, think that social media right now is kind of getting very negative. I guess it has been for a while, but especially now I find that it's getting like really, there's a lot of bullies out there and a lot of negative energy. And I don't even like to talk about it because what happens is when we talk about that, it expands. So I'm kind of slinking off of social media a little bit, and we're going to be having the show on the website. So you have to tune into govsradio.com, but you can still call in live and you can still comment, right, Sal?
Yeah, absolutely. And the website, it has actually been better. We've been doing it on several Gov radio shows, and it's been pretty great. When we did it on our show, we helped everyone for like a week or so to come over to the website because it's scary, like you're used to being on Facebook all the time and checking your Facebook, and
scary.
And to just go and see a show that you normally just saw on Facebook every week.
They're
is
very
scary.
Plutonian websites, I think.
Yeah.
Big and scary.
But we were surprised how many people followed us over. We couldn't believe it. We figured maybe 10 people would. We were just really nervous. And
see that?
And then one other show went over to the website, and then they were saying, "Oh, we don't have as many listeners." So we divided it up that day. We said, "Okay, you could be on Facebook and the website." And they had spent so many weeks on just the website that when they went back on Facebook, they found that everyone just stayed on the website. They liked it more. They liked the chat box more. They liked, and they liked being able to say whatever they want to do. You can post videos. You could do whatever you want.
Well, what
on the
I
website.
loved about the website also was that it has a link to the show directly, so you can just go right on. You don't, like on Facebook, everyone was searching and searching for me, but I feel like on the show, people were on the website. People just followed a link and were right there.
Right.
And there was a tutorial in the beginning of the show today of how to do all that. So we are getting with the program, people. And of course, you can still find me on Facebook and Instagram and all those places that people like to go. So,
and we'll post the link to Georgia's Facebook each week also, but you'll only be able to see the show on the website. But all the shows will be all lined up as well. It'll be more organized.
Right.
So it's a good thing. Change is scary, but it's good.
I think it is. So, anyway, I still can't see it on Facebook, Sally, so I'm just going to stay on this. So one of the things that we want to do tonight, we thought this would be really, really cool, is we want to tell you about what's going on in the world of spirituality and stuff above the five senses. So we're doing this new feature that we're going to do every month. I'm so excited about this because it actually came from my very creative brain. And it is called Soul Space News. And we even have a really cool graphic for you.
Yeah, it's up. It's just going to be like and that's another thing, not to keep like harping on the website, but Facebook, there's about a 2-minute delay sometimes.
And that
the
always
website,
confuses me.
Yeah, the website is just a 30-second. So everyone, like when you're at home, you certainly see it in whatever time we're in, but Georgia, you and I are about a 30-second delay. So you'd see it's right up there.
And it's funny because people don't realize we have a delay, but that's why sometimes I don't look like I'm making sense.
Do you want to do a website or a phone call?
Sure, we'll take a phone call before we go to Soul Space News, the SSN network.
It is cool. Hey, welcome to the show.
And who am I talking to tonight? Welcome to the Soul Space. Are you there? Or is it Google calling to tell me that my website is out of date?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Anyway,
I'm psychic. I should know who it is.
Back to the Soul Space News.
Soul Space News. So I tried to pick really cute things that I found in the news that were all about like quirky and weird things above the five sentences. And some of this stuff is actually really, really cool. So you guys call in and tell me if you've heard of some of this stuff before. So one of the things that I thought was really funky and actually kind of reminded me of Woody Allen's movie Sleeper. I don't know if you ever saw
really?
that.
I saw that when I was like a child.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I remember going to the movies with my mom and her being hysterical and me being completely embarrassed.
Yeah, I remember thinking, I can't believe my parents are letting me watch this.
So it's an electronic nose. And what we found was that an article found that they actually have University of Pennsylvania School of Medicine has invented an electronic nose. And it actually is an odor-based test that sniffs out vapors emanating from blood samples that's able to distinguish between benign and pancreatic and ovarian cancer cells with up to a 95% accuracy. So, I mean, that's not humorous, but that's really cool. But it is kind of funny that the nose is going to sniff out cancer. So it kind of reminded me of, like, the drug sniffing dogs they have in the airports. They actually invented an electronic device, which is an electronic nose that can sniff out cancer in the blood.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. But of course, we'll never see this on the market because Big Pharma wants us to all be sick so they can feed off us like the parasites they are. Don't write into the show about that. So... So we
Yeah,
were
I don't know. A lot of people are like really into it's like AI. It's like
artificial intelligence.
It just really is about like blending in with the computer and making teaching the computer a bunch of things. It's like
right.
It's really great stuff.
And wouldn't this be so great for early detection? It says here that an odor-based test that sniffs out vapors emanating from blood samples was able to distinguish between benign and pancreatic and ovarian cancer cells up to 95% accuracy, according to a new study from the researchers of University of Pennsylvania and Penn's Perelman School of Medicine. So let's get a really big shout out to them, and let's see that product in every lab, in every market if we can, because that would really, really be cool. It says the results were presented at the annual American Society of Clinical Oncology. They're going to be presented on June 4th. So hopefully we will get that going. Did we have a caller, Sal?
We did.
Oh, are they still there? Mm-hmm. Hey, welcome to Soul Space. It's Georgia Rose.
Hi, Georgia.
Hi.
I don't know if you're hearing.
I'm hearing.
Okay, hi. It's Pauline from New York.
Hey, Pauline. Long time no
Hi.
speak.
I like, right, yesterday.
I was on Lois Martin's show
like
yesterday.
The reading, but I think it's for the collective that I want it for, not just for me. And
Okay.
the other question was, can you tell us the history behind you making these are your cards, right?
The Circle of Light cards are mine. Yes, I have those with
Yeah,
me
I want to
tonight,
hear about
too.
how they were, created and all that, and the history of it, and how
Getting
long
them out of my
it's been
studio
out,
bag.
and how we can get one if we want a set.
Yes. For those of you who think that I live at Gov Studio, this is actually my studio bag that I run into the studio like 10 minutes before airtime. And it has all of my crazy, quirky, crystal, crazy, wonderful, spiritual things. And it's my bag. It's like my Mary Poppins bag.
Right.
So this is a Circle of Light cards. I'm sorry, my plastic ripped in my studio bag. But you can get these on the website, Zencuda.com. I think they're about $35. Don't quote me on that. And there's 22 cards. They're beautiful, beautiful cards. I actually have a box, I believe, that's opened in here. The way that they came about, Pauline, was that in 2019, I dubbed the year the Circle of Light. And the reason why I did that is because I started to have some initiations and some, I call them downloads, but also ascension symptoms that really had a lot to do with light. And I would even go outside. I know this is happening for a lot of people right now, but this started for me 2 years ago. And I would go outside and the light would seem different. The sun seemed different. I started to take pictures of light everywhere I went, the beach or the forest or wherever. And I just felt like we were in such a different place in the world and that light was so different. And I started to have all these automatic writings and meditations about light. And what came to me was a very simple phrase. And what that was is that there is never only darkness. There is always light. And even when we're in our darkest times, what brings us out is some form of light. And unfortunately, in our lives, we put a lot of things in the darkness because we don't want to look at them, or we don't want to, we're not brave enough at the time to go into the places that are scary to us or whatever. And I can equate it to when I was a child, I was always afraid of the dark. And my mom would turn out the light in the room and say goodnight, and suddenly everything in my bedroom would turn into some scary thing or monster or ghost or something was under my bed or whatever. But as soon as someone came in and turned the lights back on, it all disappeared back into the chair and the clothes and whatever it was. So that's illumination. And we see in the light. We can't see in the dark. So the things that we don't want to look at in our life, that we keep in darkness, start to have more and more power until we put light in them. So I designed the Circle of Light cards to bring light to everyone's life. And it's 22 cards, and the numbers on the cards actually correspond with a lot of the cards themselves, And the reason why there's 22 cards in the deck is because 22 is a master number. It's a very, very sacred number to me. I had years ago when I first just stepped into astrology, I woke up one morning and heard a voice say, your soul number is 22. And I didn't know what that meant. And then I went to my chart, like later on, months later, when I started to learn astrology more. and realized my moon was at a 22 degree. And 22 degrees in the refraction of light is a halo. And halos only happen at 22 degrees. And my moon is at that degree. And so that's my soul number is 22. And the moon is our soul, is our emotions in life. So I was led to astrology and led to light time and time again. So these cards came out to be Circle of Light. And the way they get used is each deck comes with a crystal, a small crystal, and you can put the cards, 22 of them, in a circle, and you spin the crystal, and wherever that crystal points is your card for the day. You can also use it with other people, and they can all take a spin. You can use it in a group. It's sort of like the spin the bottle when we were kids. And so that's the story of how the cards came about. And when I was writing them and deciding on the pictures for them, some of the pictures are pictures I actually took. Others are different ones that I have come across over the years that are not copyrighted. When I started to really create the cards, the energy that poured from me into them was palpable. Even like the descriptions that I wrote, everything in it was really divinely guided. And everyone who has a set of these cards either writes to me or texts me or gets in touch with me in some way to say that the energy in them is amazing. And I think that's because they truly were channeled from spirit. It's nothing to do with me. The energy came through me. And so that's the story of Circle of Light. It's sorry to go on so long for everybody out there, but
No, it's a good question.
It was a process. And then all I can tell you was that I never understood the energy of creation until this was actually in my hand. Because, I wrote it, you're doing Word documents and you're doing photos and you're doing all these special, it's very complex to create a deck of cards. Just the sizing, the wording, everything in it. And it's all these different electronic things you have to do. And then when they were actually created from a company, and I saw my logos on them, and I saw my words in them, and held them in my hands, I actually understood the miracle of creation and where that comes from within us. And really, really an amazing experience for me. So,
wow.
Yeah, I'm sorry to go on about it. It was just such an
22
experience.
degrees is. I don't have any moon in 22 degrees, but the houses fall on a 22 degrees axis. So I was looking at it and saying, wonder what that means, but I'm not going to ask that right now. I'm just in a private meeting with you, I'll ask about that.
Okay. Sally, somebody just commented that the phone number isn't on the screen.
Oh, it isn't. Yeah, because I swapped things.
Sorry.
Sorry about that.
Can
Thank
you
you.
give a reading to the whole collective of us?
Yes, I could definitely do that. I'm going to use my tarot cards, though, and what we'll do is, I don't know if I have another deck of my, but you can get the cards on the website. I might have to open this deck because I don't have another one for more confirmation. But I'm going to use tarot tonight anyway. So first I'll do my tarot, and we'll confirm it with a soul card. How's that sound?
Okay, and I'll listen on. I'll hang up and listen because it's better I listen on the air.
Okay? Great. Have a
Thanks.
good evening, Pauline. So we're going to put that phone number up. It's 516-465-3990. So I'm going to do a read for the collective. And what I was going to say is when I read for the collective, I read very generally, but sometimes something will come in that's for like a specific person, many times identified by a zodiac sign, because that's just the way Spirit speaks to me, because that's the patterns that they've taught me. It's going to be different for everybody, of course. Some people numbers, some people letters. So let's see what we have. This is for the collective. And Spirit, please give us some energy tonight to show us what the next month of June is going to bring for us. We've got the Tower card upside down, which dictates to me that the challenges that we've had since January of 2020 are coming to culmination, and that the worst is over. The Tower card in tarot is a card where everything falls away. So we're coming on the culmination of that. Hi, Michael's in. Hi, John, Minetta. Who else do I have? I got Pauline we just on the phone with. I've got Joanne. Just want to say hi to everybody. I will definitely pull some cards for you, Michael. Michael's in. He was on the show back before COVID. And Michael does beautiful, beautiful artwork. Friend him on Facebook. He does all kinds of really creative stuff. So, and I pulled the Hangman. The Hangman is my Libra card, but the Hangman is also a card of decision. What this is speaking to me about right now is the Tower card. the falling away, the crumbling of structures. We're on the tail end of that in our personal lives, but that doesn't mean we're on the tail end of it completely. It means that the situations that started January of 2020 and then this past January repeated are coming into culmination now in this season. But there will be other things falling away for the next couple of years because we're in a place in the astrological zodiac where the old is crumbling so that we can build anew. Human species is being called to elevate themselves and step into the more of what we can be. So the old has to pass away. And this Hangman card actually symbolizes us making a decision to go into either holding on to the old for dear life and suffering or allowing the new to come in. The King of Pentacles is indicative to me of a world leader or someone in the sea of politics, someone renowned, someone who's very famous, coming into this situation that we're speaking about, old versus new, something falling away, having to make a decision of if they're going to let it go or keep fighting. And then the World card appears next to this King of Pentacles. This means to me that the world is speaking, the world is in balance right now for a change. The World card usually means that we're balancing spiritual, material, financial, emotional, all the things in our life. And that's indicative to me in this reading because of these cards of change, of the fact that the Tower is pulling things away. This is a world culmination. It's affecting everything. This is also something like the pandemic that affected every aspect of our lives in every corner of the world. And then I have the Ace of Cups here, which symbolizes a new beginning. And so this is definitely along the lines of what we're seeing right now with the collective, the old falling away, the new coming in, making the decisions. Are the decisions going to be right or wrong? But this card tells me that the decisions are going to have more new beginnings than they will people holding on to status quo. I'm being told to pick 8 cards. There's 5 on the table, so I'm going to do 3 more. This is the card my friend Liz always refers to as the Tiny Tim card. It's a card that symbolizes deprivation. And in this reading, it's upside down, which also to me, especially in correlation to the Tower card coming in reversed for me, means that the worst is over for me. The deprivations that we had were very extreme. And while we still may have more, they're not going to be as extreme as they once were. This card 7 is a grief card. It is showing me that there's still grieving that will go on in the collective. Many people are having a hard time letting go of the world order that is now and will cease to be, whether it's political, religious, racial, or biological. We are in a time of complete change. We just had a year of extreme deprivation, similar to like when we had the Great Depression, right? Whenever we end that period of any kind of deprivation or contraction, we go into a renaissance. If you look at history, that is what happens. But first we grieve. After every war of grief, of sadness, of deprivation, we have a renaissance. But first we grieve, and that's what this card is about. There's a lot of grief still happening in the collective. And then I have this card, which is right side up, which is the culmination card, the 8th card of the reading. And this card is actually...
Oop, hold on.
You want this camera? Which camera?
No, just where you went.
Okay. This card is one of the happiest cards in the deck. This card is celebration. It's coming together. It's family. It's actually almost a wedding card. Many readers refer to it. But this card is a happy ending card. It's one of the best cards in the tarot deck, and this is pulled for the culmination. So basically, when I look at this, what it tells me is nothing we didn't already know, and it tells me that we all have work to do, both in our personal life and in the collective. And the way that we can change the world and change the collective right now is we have to come together. Nothing is ever created, decided, or elevated or improved upon when there's separation. We are most powerful when we come together. That's the new order, is to come together. So when I look at this reading, it really shows me that a lot of the separation and segregation, a lot of the divisiveness that we're seeing has really got to stop. And I'm going to pull a soul card to confirm the reading and close the reading. We have a caller. We just pull this card, and then we'll take that call. So if Sally's going to
John,
answer,
just hold on for a second,
just
okay?
hang on. Whoops.
Sure, no problem.
I'll be right with you, John. Just pulling last card for the closing and confirmation of this reading. And this is a card that I refer to as a kiss from God. And what this card is saying is it's a reward. When I look at this card, it looks like a divine energy, angelic, light being, could even be other off-planet energy. It's coming and giving us a little kiss on the cheek, a recognition, a reward for a job well done. And the fact that this card just came out while I was talking about the fact that we all have to come together, that confirms for me that that is the way home for all of us. The way to peace and love and comfort is for all of us to come together. And if you look at the peace on that face, it's just beautiful. So that's the reading for the collective. I think that was a good reading. So hey, John, how are you doing? Welcome to the Soul Space.
Well, hello there. How are you ladies doing tonight, Sally and yourself?
We are doing very well, even though this energy is a little tumultuous.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is with Mercury, that's for sure.
How are you finding things? What's going on in your life? Your little corner of the world.
Just crazy with the retrograde. Sometimes you don't know if you're coming or you're going. That's the only thing I could say. The energy vibration, vibration is really high.
It's very high, and it's also Pluto and Mars are opposing each other right now. So that's getting a lot of people really cranky, short-tempered.
That's for sure.
So
I figured. Go ahead.
Am I going to do a little reading for you tonight?
Why not?
I'm being told to pull 3 cards for you.
Okay.
And I do feel heavy energy around you. So I'm wondering, maybe you need to get out a little more. I don't know. I feel like you need light.
Okay.
So
anything is possible.
Yeah, I'm going to pull 3 cards for you. Uh-oh, we have the devil.
Uh-oh.
It's okay. So the energy I'm getting is that, I don't know why, but I'm hearing these words, and you can tell us if you want or elaborate or whatever, but I'm hearing these words, you're done. Like, stick a fork in you, you're done. Like, you're ready to move on situation, you're ready to, like, toss everything and just start fresh. And I feel like this particular card, the Devil card, which is upside down, which means it's either past or hasn't happened yet. I think this is past. This is the Capricorn card. So I know you are a Capricorn. Yeah. And this is a Capricorn, but it's the Capricorn where energy that we get self-imprisoned with because we get judgmental. It's that Capricorn rigidness, right? But it's upside down. So you're moving away from that. And that's why I'm getting the feeling like I'm done. Sweep the porch, sweep the past. I'm going out. I'm going to live my life. I just haven't done it yet because I can't get off the couch right now.
Okay.
That's how I feel. This is definitely like you've moved away from a situation, but while it's in the back of your mind, you're just so done with it because it's futile. It's like it's not going to move.
Okay.
And then I have... Yeah, and then I have the Page of Wands, which I feel like even though the pages are younger, I feel like this is you symbolically, like you need a fresh start. You need to get out and do something that you haven't done in a really long time, or something that's really going to show you a different energy. The heavy energy I feel for you is just like dragging you down, and it feels like all the past. It's definitely not, you're not going anywhere that is light, that is futuristic, that is for your better good. But you've had it with that other energy, and now you're going to do it. Because if you look at the staff in the Page of Wands, it's all leaves on it, new growth. And that really symbolizes for me you going into new ground. But behind him is the mountains. So behind him is those challenges. And that's really how I feel. I feel it's really important for you to just go out, hear music, go in the sun, get to the beach. I know you love the beach. Yeah, it's like that. You need to feed yourself that, because I feel like those are the things that you really need.
Okay, interesting. And very valid, though. I could feel the reading.
Because I'm feeling your energy, and it's like almost like I know you pretty well from readings that I've done before, and just we are friendly, and I have to say the energy I'm feeling in the first part of this reading, that's reality, that's right now, is not your energy. It's very heavy. And it's like you got to break free from that, because the energy that's in the future is definitely lighter, but it's up to you to do it.
Right.
Yeah. And we all get like that. It's like sometimes we get in that funk.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and the soul card I picked is like a blossom. It's a flower, and it's coming from almost like the womb of us. We all have wombs, even men. And it's just rebirthing, and you have all this rainbow type color over here. So this is really about you making the effort to get out there. And believe me, I know how people feel, because today I finally went back to yoga. I had not been to my yoga studio since before COVID. I walked into my yoga studio today and cried. I couldn't believe I was gone that long out of my practice there, and it was like coming home for me. It was the most emotional that I've been probably in a year, and it was so hard for me to push myself to go there. And I don't even know why, because I love it. But it was just, you get in this rut,
Very true, and it's not hard to get into one.
It's not. We have a lot of challenges, and we also have a lot of media and the Matrix trying to spin us into this place of doing nothing. And the more nothing you do, the more nothing you want to do.
Very true.
So,
very true.
Did you have anything else you wanted me to ask tonight, John?
No, that was great reading. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, get out there, get some sunshine, and smell the roses.
Okay. All right. Take care, ladies.
All righty.
And have a great night. Bye-bye.
I'm going to pick a card from Michael Zinn, because he's asking, and he's one of my buddies, my spiritual buddies. I actually was supposed to pick something up for him. I just realized I forgot. My head has been like up here. Like, I don't know. I'm just an airy person lately. Okay, Michael, I'm going to pick some cards for you. I don't know. I never usually do this, but telling me to do the cutting the deck for middle of the deck. Michael, new beginnings, but you're delaying them. You are definitely on a journey. Okay, so I feel like there's a new beginning coming to you, but it's not exactly a new beginning. I'm feeling like there was a new beginning happening and something has stalled it, and it could be an old habit or an old pattern is rearing its ugly head, but I feel like this new beginning, let's call it, will be a new beginning again. Does that make sense what I'm saying? I hope so.
No, I got it.
Okay. So in other words, you were on a path, you thought things were going to happen that were new, you really were embracing them, and then I feel like it's stalled out. But it's going to come back again. And I feel like it may have stalled out because of some kind of a pattern that repeated, and it could be a pattern within you that is repeating, but you have not looked at that yet. But I feel like you've already gotten some kind of a communication, or there was a communication of some kind, a message or something that started this delay off, this stalled off. And I feel like it's put you in a little bit of, heavy-heartedness or deprivation. I don't know what else to call it. But I think it's temporary because I feel like there is something new on the horizon. But you have decisions to make, and the decision is about what you're willing to tolerate and really how you define your own worth. So, sometimes these readings don't make sense to me, but I know they'll make sense to the person. When you step into those decisions, and there are decisions that define your worth, you will make the right decisions if you base it on that inner feeling that you really know is true. And that's when the new beginning comes and completes, or what was stalled out returns with a different circumstance. Because the card that came up was the Ace of Cups. And Ace of Cups actually is new beginning, and new beginning like soulful, like soul contacts, soul mates, new beginnings that are really, really deep. So I feel like what you're going through now is a transitional period, but you've got to look very deeply within. And then once you do that, like things clear. But this is really about your worth, and know that you are absolutely a miraculous being of God, and that this is about you not continuing a pattern where sometimes we all settle for things we shouldn't, whether it's in business or personal or sometimes just our everyday life, And what I can say is that right now, where the planets are in the world, especially with Mars opposing Pluto and some squares that are coming in later in the week before Saturday is a very powerful day before the eclipse on the 10th. The universe is really asking us to step into our work and our responsibility and be responsible for our abilities and really create a life that's a step above what we've already created in our spirituality. So I'm going to pick a soul card to close the reading. And if that resonates with you, Michael, let us know. And I'm going to pick a soul card to close the reading. But definitely, yeah, and see, I'm getting the pattern that I was speaking of. This is a Tree of Life card for me. And this card actually has the Tree of Life and you sitting on it. It's almost like you're putting on roots. Like this is the roots of the Tree of Life. And within those roots is a rebirth for you. So this might go back to a karmic pattern from even, very young conditioning. And you are on top of it. You're breaking it. You just have a little bit more work to do. And it's really about not accepting the way we've been conditioned to live our lives sometimes. So that's the card that I picked up for the culmination of the reading. So sit on your roots, babe. Like, put your roots down, but make sure they're your roots, not the roots that people gave us, not the roots that people conditioned us to believe are ours. Really, your roots. Okay?
That's great advice.
Yeah, because we're also conditioned. So we have a caller. Good evening. Welcome to Soul Space.
Hi, Georgia. It's Janine.
Hey, how are you, sweetie?
Good. How are you?
I am good. I'm so glad you called in. I know you usually get to us like right after work. So,
yeah.
I'm going to pick some cards for you.
Okay.
I want you to just take a deep breath in and out because I need to sync to your energy. I feel like you're pretty good today.
Yeah, because I've been working on a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Trying to get reorganized.
I feel
focused.
I feel that like clearing kind of an energy for you right now. Like you're in a good mode. It's a good time for you to even start something new physically. Like if you're going to the gym more, I know you've been working with a trainer, food-wise, whatever, like health-wise, this is a really good energy for you to step into and change something. Like the universe will make it easy for you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking for other options at the moment.
There you go. So whatever you find, just say a little prayer. So card I got for you is the Judgment card. And Judgment card is not like what it seems literally. The Judgment card is actually a card of rebirth. If you look actually at the Judgment card, it looks like babies coming out of a grave, although that sounds very macabre. It is actually rebirth. And you can see on top of the card is the Archangel Gabriel, and he's actually blowing his trumpet to wake everybody up. So, yeah, so this is about spiritual awakening and about changing things in your life. And, sometimes we change our environment or we change our habit or we change our friends, and we don't realize how deep that is. It's not just about that. It's about really changing who we are. And I know you've been doing a lot of work with that.
Yes.
And I want to celebrate you because the next card that I have is actually a card of celebration. It's the number 3. It's the 3 card, which leads me to think that you maybe have a couple of close friends around you or something. It's the number 3 people, could be family members. But this is a card of celebration. And when it's next to the Judgment card for me, really culminates the energy of their rewards coming for you. They're a little bit stuck. But even doing things like you just said today, like organize things, looking for new options, that's going to make the blessings and the rewards come that much sooner. Your mom is coming into the reading. It's a nostalgia card. This card always comes up for you, Janine. I know it came up a couple of times before. To me, this card is telling me this evening to let go a little bit. We all have sadness and grief. When we lose a parent, it never goes away. But what I will say is that you've got to try and transform some of that energy into more joy and more gratitude that you had her. Mm-hmm. Because I think sometimes the sadness can weigh you down, and that negative or that heavy energy can be like pushing away some of the good things that are trying to come in.
Yeah, I had a rough Mother's Day, and then her birthday was the following 1 week, so May was a hard month.
Yeah, and it's always going to be a hard month, but I think maybe develop some new rituals for Mother's Day. Like, I remember my first couple of Mother's Day without my mom, I made sure I had people come to the house, or I went somewhere. Like, I made sure I participated in things because I knew I would really go into grief, and I didn't want to wallow in that. And I think that that's a danger, because you're trying to build a lot of really fresh create a lot of new things in your life. So just be careful about going too far into the sadness,
Yeah, usually before the pandemic, I went away for Mother's Day with my dad.
Oh, that's good.
I went to see Tess and everything, and that was good for a week and a half. It was good, but because of the pandemic, I couldn't do it. But
so we'll get back to those things, right?
Yeah, pretty soon, hopefully.
And your mom's birthday, you said, was in May.
Yes.
I'm getting Queen of Wands, and I think this is really your mom coming through. And your mom is coming through in this card. And if you look at the card, she's holding this beautiful sunflower.
Mm-hmm.
Plant some sunflowers this summer in memory of your mom for me, because that is light. That is the sun coming through. And the fact that she's coming through this card for me is really a confirmation of what we were saying before. Like, remember her in light. Try and, laugh at the funny things she used to do. Like, raise the vibration of her passing and celebrate her life more.
Yeah, I try to. And actually, it's funny, I planted vegetables and herbs, and I bought flowers, and I was looking for sunflowers, and I couldn't find them.
Well, there you go. She's here saying, I'm going to help you find some sunflowers.
Yeah.
Even if you find seeds. But she's here, and that's confirmation that she came through, because I didn't know about the sunflowers, and that's right there. So I'm going to pick a soul card to close the reading. But you've definitely got good things coming. You just have to raise the vibration a little bit more. Be a little more joyful. A little bit more happy.
Mm-hmm.
Did your mom pass of something to do with lung or chest?
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm getting that now, because, I can't talk. Okay, let me close the reading with a card.
She had thymus gland cancer, and it went into her lung.
Oh. Yeah, I feel her. So this card that I picked, Janine, it's almost like, it almost looks like snakes or eels, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the old parable of, good and evil. And I don't think this is really a card of good and evil. I think in this case, it's really a card of light and dark. And that's really what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. Really important for you to go into the light. Because whenever
I'm trying to get out more.
Yeah, because whenever we lose someone, we have a tendency to kind of stay in the dark, even literally. So definitely, I know this weekend was all rain, but this shows me that there's so much light, and the blue light for me is mom, nurturing energy. So, definitely go into the sun. Again, summer's here. Let's get out there and get into the light, because you've got some good rewards coming. Okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. So who have we got out there? We got Aaron. Hey, Aaron. We've got Gina. We've got Joe Staz. I don't know who that is. Marianne Sabatino. Michael says his reading was perfect, spot on. Thank you for that confirmation, Michael. And so I'm going to actually go back to Soul Space News.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Where's my beautiful graphic that I made for Soul Space News? We have a new network out now. It's SSN. CNN has nothing on us. So SSN, when I was thinking of that, I was like, it sounds like some kind of weird bondage thing.
Yeah, SSN.
Or like Nazis. And I was like, I'm going to get taken off the air. This is not good.
Well, not on the website. That's the beauty of the website.
Let's see. There you go. We can do whatever we want. Uh-oh. Oh, so this was a really good one. So a new probe into the lingering impacts of COVID-19 pandemic revealed correlations to 6 unhealthy eating behaviors, according to the study by the University of Minnesota Medical School and School of Public Health.
What do you mean? People that had certain bad habits, they got it more easily?
This is what they're saying.
Okay.
They're saying that the study aimed to understand the potential associations between stress, psychological distress, financial difficulties, and changing in eating behaviors during the COVID-19 pandemic. So they published this in the International Journal of Eating Disorders, and they found 6 key themes of eating behaviors that actually happened during COVID. And these were the ones that actually caused you to be more likely to get COVID. Mindless eating and snacking.
Well, it's so funny because once
Don't buy those. Put the chips down.
COVID hit, that's all we did was we sat on the couch and we binge watched TV and ate.
And it caused you to get COVID.
Yeah, we all ended up getting like 15 pounds on our butts.
Increased food consumption. Mm-hmm. This was a whole conspiracy, I'm telling you. But I don't understand how we got all this because we couldn't find food anywhere.
Yeah, it's so funny too because my older sister, she's all hippy dippy, and like everything she does wrong in life, like I found all like I would read an article on COVID and it would say how like if you smoke weed it prevents the COVID from getting into your lungs. Like everything she did wrong, she did right.
Well, it's
like,
funny.
She got nothing.
It's funny you mentioned that about weed because one of the articles I took today, I don't
Yeah.
think I took it though, they did this study. And they found that weed since 1971 to now is like 52% more potent.
Yeah, you have to be careful of who you get it from.
So they also said generalized decrease in appetite or dietary intake. So I'm thinking you're not supposed to mindless eat or snack, and you're not supposed to increase your food consumption, but you're not supposed to have a decrease in appetite either. So what the hell are you supposed to do?
I don't know. Drink water, eat broccoli.
Yeah, eating to cope. And pandemic-related reductions in dietary intake and a reemergence of marked increase in eating disorder symptoms caused by COVID. Well, I could see that. You know, I didn't gain a single pound during COVID. I actually lost 3, but I stayed pretty much the same.
Seriously? Oh, I
Yeah.
gained probably 15 pounds.
Wow, you look great. And, you know, it's funny that you talked about, what we just talked about, like a broccoli or something?
Water and broccoli.
Well, I got to tell you, another article that I found, and I don't know where it is in here because like I have so much stuff, but there was another article. This I know you guys out there are going to absolutely love this one, okay? This just appeared last year, and I'm surprised nobody picked up on this yet because I have not seen anybody walking around the bars with asparagus, but not that I'm in bars a lot. But they say to treat a hangover, drink lots of water, get plenty of rest, and eat your asparagus before you drink.
Really?
They say if you eat asparagus, you stave off a hangover.
Oh, wow.
A new study shows that amino acids and minerals in asparagus extract may ease hangovers and protect liver cells against the toxins in alcohol.
Nice.
So you can drink all you want, just eat a bag of asparagus with it.
That's one thing I did when COVID hit because I was just drinking like, you know, like probably normal or maybe probably more. I mean, I guess it depends on who you ask.
You're a
like,
lush. Tell us.
like a couple of a couple glasses of wine a night, and then I was thinking, you know, now that COVID hit, I'm drinking like even more. And then I was like,
you don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna knock this off. And so yeah, especially because you couldn't go anywhere. I'm like, now's the time just to stop all this nonsense.
I think asparagus is the new kale. It says here.
Oh, really?
Asparagus is a vegetable eaten in many countries around the world, and it's used for anti-cancer, antifungal, anti-inflammatory, diuretic effect, and now it cures hangovers. That is like a miracle drug. Asparagus.
It's a super vegetable.
We should just take asparagus every day.
What if you don't like asparagus?
Well, I don't like it because it makes your pee-pee smell.
Yeah. I don't like it when it's mushy. Like, I don't mind fresh asparagus. I think it's kind of good if you could, like, garlic it up and, you know, spice it up. But I remember,
I put a little Parmesan on it, you know.
Asparagus in a can as a kid. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to do this.
And the other article from Soul Space News. Here now. This is Ted Baxter. Here now, the news. So the other article I had was a study showed, where was the study? The study was in the University of Colorado at Boulder, you know, where Mork and Mindy used to live.
I used to live there.
And you lived with Mork and Mindy?
No, but I knew the house. I lived there for about 4 years.
Wow. I got to talk to you more often. So there was a study done in Boulder, Colorado, University of Boulder, that says if you wake up just 1 hour earlier a day, that it cuts your depression by double digits.
I think that's weird. Like, sometimes I'm
You get
cranky
more light.
because I don't... Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Depending on what time of year it is.
I'm a morning person, so I probably get enough light as it is. I think I just need more sleep.
I don't like this mic. I like my old mic.
I will make sure the old mic is back.
This is
next
the Anthony
time.
Rodia mic.
It is.
let me breathe on it. Okay, so okay, so I'm going to pull 3 cards from my friend Aaron, because Aaron is a really good guy. He's very loyal to me, although I think I pissed him off last week because I put up a graphic and I didn't realize it had something in it shouldn't have. So, but he lived through it. So,
what'd you have in it?
Just something political. They all jumped on my Facebook page.
Right.
Why we're getting off Facebook to do the podcast? Because I got attacked. It was bullying at its finest.
Really?
Oh my God. Yeah.
Everyone leave Georgia alone.
Yeah. You should not bully a holy person.
Anyone.
Mother Teresa could haunt you. All right, Aaron, I've got the, this is the 4 of Pentacles, Aaron. So this means you have plenty of money right now, or at least enough money. You have money in the bank. You're balanced with money right now, and that's awesome for you. I'm going to do this really quick because we're running out of time. I got the King of Pentacles. A lot of pentacles in this reading. So this means whatever decisions you're trying to make right now, it's all about money, and be really responsible with money and make sure that you make your decisions based on the practicalities right now. Because I have the Empress card coming in here. And to me, the Empress card is the Venus card. And sometimes, especially now where Venus is in the zodiac, that can give us a little bit of I want, I want, I want. Venus is our desires. So try and come out of the desire and into the practical world and really see things more for what they are. All right. Again, Pentacles. So I know you had some stuff going on with your job. This is kind of, you maybe should batten down the hatches and stay for a little while, because this is really about the stability of it. Don't let anything interfere with this, because I'm getting the Lover's card, which in this reading would be an interference.
Woo-hoo.
There's more to the story. Information is very unreliable right now. So you want to make sure that you don't, react before the time is right. Take your time, act according to what you know, because there's more coming in all the time. King of Wands, I feel, is a superior for you. And there's a lot of abundance here. A lot of abundance here. You just have to play your cards right, literally. And, step out of the emotion, that Venus, and go into what is practical. Play the game, business persona. This reading is all about money and business. Going to pick one more card. You've got the Tower card coming in. On top of the Empress, that Venus card. If we go too far into emotion, things will fall. So stay on that practical side. And I'm going to advise you to find things to vent that energy. I know you have a lot of energy, a lot of fire. This card flipped out. A lot of fire, and that's the card actually. So try and stay out of the fire and find things to ground you, If you look at this card, Aaron, if you look down on the bottom left corner, it's the dragon is there. And it's like this person is kind of fighting the dragon. And for you, that dragon is this Venus card. It's going to light your fire. It's going to ignite emotion in you. And just keep grounded. Do the right thing. You're a smart, strategic person. And you will outsmart them by staying cool. The person who cares the least always wins.
Yeah, why is that? I have to learn that lesson.
Yeah, I learned it because of my business. But and if you look at this card, you can see all the light coming into the person's head. This is an instant where you have to ground. Take that light all the way through the crown and bring it into the soles of your feet and ground. So that's the reading. I hope that helped you tonight. And I think that's actually our show. So
yeah, that was a fun show.
It was a fun show. And hopefully once a month we'll be doing Soul Space News. All the news, life above the 5 senses. So that's it, guys. Please tune in to us next week on govsradio.com. And you can also find me on The Soul Space is a community on Zencuda on YouTube, and Zencuda Official on Instagram, and of course on Facebook, Zencuda by Georgia Rose. I look forward to seeing you all next Tuesday night, and do subscribe to my YouTube channel because I'm going to be putting more videos up there.